What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing our August wrap up and September TBR. I don't have many of these physical because I just did audiobooks, but we're going to rock with it anyway. So we're going to start with the ones I do not have with me for my August wrap up. And I'm going to be honest, August was there was like three books I really did not like, and then I liked the rest of them, so we're gonna rock with it. The first book I did not like is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I read this, and I read the next one, and also the next one for Evie from She Was Only Evie, because this was like her month that we do in the Discord. So I read 3 books for her. They didn't turn out, very well, if I'm being honest. But the only Good Indians, I liked the first part, and then everything downhill was just kind of, or everything after just went downhill. Not good. I just thought it was really goofy, and it came together to culminate in like the stupidest ending I've read since like the Tommyknockers, which is a terrible book also. So not really in good company. I gave that like 2 stars. Potential, there was potential there, and I will try another Stephen Graham Jones book, but that one kind of missed me on that one. If you like basketball, The Only Good Indians might be for you, because it's basically just like a Mike Lupica book disguised as a horror. So yeah. Then I read Ship of Destiny. Now, if you know my history with Robin Hobb, you will know that I liked Assassin's Apprentice. I really liked Assassin's Apprentice. In fact, did not like Assassin's Quest or Royal Assassin. Really liked Assassin's Quest. Was middling on whatever the first book is, Ship of Magic in Liveship. I liked Mad Ship, which was it was good. Not as good as like Assassin's Apprentice and Assassin's Quest, but it was good. So there's a little bit of a pattern, every other book I don't like, and that is very true in this one, because this is the worst Realm of the Elderlings book I've read so far. It was slow as balls for, I don't know, like the first 300-400 pages, and then a lot of everything afterwards just kind of, I really didn't like the end. I didn't like a whole lot about this book. Everything throughout the series or the trilogy, everything with like the serpents and stuff, I just don't care about. It's not entertaining to me at all. So yeah, Ship of Destiny. This is a 2-star book generously. And the other one I read was The Wall of Storms by Ken Liu. Everyone knows I don't like Ken Liu. I swear his estate has to be paying people off to read and talk about these books like they do, because there's just no way. There's no way anyone thinks they're good. You can think they're good if you want, but I just don't know how people do it. I read Grace of Kings last year, early in 2023, and I didn't like it. But I thought there was some potential there, and the reasons I didn't like Grace of Kings are completely different from the reasons I don't like Wall of Storms. Ken Liu, I know he's probably not like this, but from his books, especially Wall of Storms, feels like he thinks he's the smartest person in the room at all times, and he needs people to know about it. That's what his books read like. And especially the first half of this book, if I had to read one more lesson about fucking logograms, I was gonna slit my throat. Just absolutely awful. Boring as shit. Anytime something remotely interesting happened, Ken Liu was like, you know what, buddy? You're getting a fucking history lesson, and you're gonna like it. Anytime it feels like anytime he comes up with something that he's like, you know what, that's kind of cool. I want to put that in the book. He can't just like go back on like a rewrite and put it in there in like a position that makes sense. He's got to tell you right now. Right now. There's a part in near the end of the book where he goes on a whole long tangent and tells this anecdote about thieves shoving jewels up their ass to explain something else that then happens. In like the middle of the climax of the book. I'm like, this is so terrible book. Ken Liu, we're done, brother. We're done. So yeah. Let me put that over here. Sorry, I fucking ranted. Actually, the other two books I listened to was The River of Souls and Freedom of the Mask, both by Bobby Mack, Robert McCammon. This is books 5 and 6 in the Matthew Corbett series. This series rocks. It's definitely like going up my list of favorite series. River of Souls is like a really short 250 page almost novella. It's kind of fillery, side questy, but it still rocks. It takes place in a swamp, and they're going down the River of Souls. I think it's called like the Solstice River, but they call it the River of Souls because it's supposedly haunted. And River of Souls, pretty cool. Doesn't do a lot for like the main series, like, other than the end. The end kind of catapults it into the second book. But I mean, the atmosphere is pretty cool. The mystery is pretty cool. So yeah. Freedom of the Mask, though, this is back to like proper Matthew Corbett. It's pretty long for, you know, what the last couple of volumes have been. It's like 550 pages or something, and so much shit happens in this book. Tim Powers needs to take notes from Freedom of the Mask about how to write 1800s London in a compelling way, because he didn't do it in Anubis Gates, but Robert McCammon does it here. And you know, it focuses on like the crime in London, because, you know, Professor Fell is like, you know, the mastermind pulling the strings on this whole criminal empire. So it talks about the different gangs and stuff in London. And the ending of Freedom of the Mask was a banger. Perfectly introduces a new character who has so much aura, and perfectly sets up you know, the next book, which looks like it might lean into a little more horror, with some satanic stuff going on. So I'm really looking forward to Cardinal Black. Looks awesome. I probably won't get to that till October, but Matthew Corbett, Robert McCammon, 2 thumbs up from me. It's good shit. Also, reread Midnight Tides. This was near the bottom of my ranking through my first read. You know, first time I was like, man, I don't care about these new characters. I mean, I like the new characters first time, and I was like, I just want to get back to my boys. I want to get back to the Marines. I want to get back to the other characters I can't talk about because spoilers. And so when I read this the first time, I was like, man, this is a whole new continent, new characters. Okay, I guess. But this time around, fuck, this book is good. I gave this on reread a 100 out of 100. This might be the best Malazan book. I'm not going to say it's my favorite, because Toll Downs and Cripple God are like really tough to knock off. But Midnight Tides, this is like a 900 plus page book, and there is like no fat on it. The things Erikson is able to accomplish in this book, and have every single storyline just absolutely gripping, is fantastic. It is a tragedy. It's funny. So good. If you haven't read Malazan, you might be able to start here. If you're up for a little bit of a challenge, you could probably read this first in Malazan. and it might be a better entry point than Gardens of the Moon. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. You just gotta roll with it. But this book is really good. So yeah. I also read, boom, The Devil's Punch Bowl by Greg Iles. This is his third Pen Cage book. I've said this in the Discord a couple times. Greg Iles, pretty good. The only problem is that he writes about some really tough to read shit. And it's going to be like impossible to recommend this stuff to normies. This book specifically deals with dog fighting and violence towards animals. So, yeah. And it's also got some like pretty brutal sexual assault in it. So if you're not down with that, maybe Greg Iles was probably not the author for you. But the book was good. I really like the characters here. This introduces a new character, or reintroduces a character from book 1 that I really like in this one. So yeah, Devil's Punch Bowl, good book. And I actually have not finished this. I'm kind of a liar for including this, but I'm going to finish it tomorrow when I go back to work. I'm going to listen to the last little bit. I literally have like 60 pages left, but this is The Witchwood Crown by Tad the Chad Williams. This is the first book in Last King of Osten Ard. This shit rocks. I read the majority of this like physically with my eyeballs. Tad is so good. It's absolutely amazing. Coming back and seeing these characters that I already know and love from the first trilogy, and then he just makes it better because he introduces new characters that I like. Morgan and Lilia, Snenick. I love Snenick, bro. I don't really like Astri, and that guy can fuck off. Yeah, this book is good stuff. I don't know when I'm going to get to Empire of Grass. It might be a couple months because my next couple months are stacked. But Tad Williams, if you haven't read Memory Sorrow Thorn and you're itching for a little bit of classic fantasy, definitely check out Tad the Chad Williams. So, those were the books I read in August. This is going a little longer than I anticipated, but fuck it. We make half-hour long videos here now. So, now the books I'm going to be reading in September. I only have 4 of these physical. I ordered some of them. They're not here yet because Amazon sucks. So I'm going to list them off. Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. Actually, these 4 books right here, plus this one right here, I'm reading all from my friend Ben. Go check out Shelf Unstable on YouTube. I'll link the video down in the description. Ben is Amanda's fiance, and he's one of my great friends, and he was on their last video. So yeah, but these 4 books are for him because we have very similar tastes. So, and it's his month in Discord. So Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. He told me this is basically Stephen King but Japanese. That's all I need to know. Toad by Catherine Dunn. Ben loves Catherine Dunn. I've read Geek Love, and Geek Love is pretty good. And Toad, I guess, is some hot girl fiction from, I think the book was written in 70 or 71, so it predates literally like all other hot girl fiction. So yeah, Toad by Catherine Dunn. I don't know what it's about, but I'm gonna read it. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I also don't know what this one is about, but I have literally never heard a single bad thing about it. I know it's kind of like a coming of age, so I love coming of age stories, so we're gonna rock with the Goldfinch. And Swamplandia by Karen Russell. This is another kind of coming of age about a girl whose family buys an alligator amusement park in Florida, in the Florida Everglades. So, another swamp environment. I'm rocking with it. I like alligators. I like Florida. I like coming of age. I guess it gets like pretty dark. If you look on Goodreads, it has an extremely low average rating because people, from the title and the cover, think it's kind of just going to be like whimsical and stuff, and then apparently it is not that. So I'm rocking with that. And the last book for Ben. Ben loves Wheel of Time. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with the Wheel of Time, but I'm going to do Crown of Swords. This is like the prelude to the slog, I think, if not the actual slog. So we're going to see. It's fucking Kate Redding and Michael Kramer on audio, so I will probably want to push corncob skewers into my ears, but we are going to continue Wheel of Time in August. Yeah. Now to 3 books that I think are actually going to be, well, I know one is going to be good. So, yeah. That sounds like I don't think the other ones will be good. I think the other 4 will be good. I'm less sure on this one, but, you know, anyway. This River Awakens by Steven Erikson. This is pre-Malazan Steven Erikson. This is a coming-of-age kind of murder mystery. It says on the back, like, when they find a body by the river, which, you know, I've read multiple books like that by William Kent Kruger. So, bodies in rivers or bodies of water seems to be my jam, because it does it in Boy's Life, too. So, yeah, I am actually 125 pages through this, and that has still not come up, so I don't know when it's going to happen. Hopefully soon, because I'm going to be honest, I put the book on Banger Watch very early, like 40 pages in after chapter 1, and since then I haven't liked it as much. So I'm hoping it kind of picks back up. You can definitely tell this is like pre-Malazan, before he really honed his craft. But yeah, this River Awakens, I'm taking it off Banger Watch, but it could go back on. I hope this is great. I am rereading Swan Song by Robert McCammon. If you can't tell, I've been on a McCammon kick. I don't think I've missed a McCammon book in like the last 5 or 6 months. So yeah, Swan Song by Robert McCammon. This is a reread. This is better than The Stand. Post-apocalyptic. World is taken out by nuclear attacks. This is good stuff. And because my friend Kai started this book, he said, "How prevalent is the supernatural elements in this book?" And I said, "You might just want to DNF it." Make no mistake about it. This is a Bram Stoker award-winning post-apocalyptic horror novel. There are supernatural elements in this book. If you don't want that, maybe stay away. But Swan Song by Robert McCammon, great book. Rereading it, big old long book. I think this one's like 956 pages. So yeah. But yeah, I will be reading that. Good stuff. More people should read this. And then next up, I think a couple of us are reading this together. This is Heroes Die by Matthew Woodring Stover. I don't know what this is about. I just know that most people that have read it say it's really good, and that the cover is not good, but I don't mind the cover. I think it looks pretty sick. So yeah, let's see. Renowned throughout the land of Ancana as the Blade of T'Challa, Cain has killed his share of monarchs and commoners, villains and heroes. He is relentless, unstoppable, simply the best there is at what he does. This fucker thinks he's Bret Hart. At home on Earth, Cain is Harry Mickelson, a superstar whose adventures in Ancana command an audience of billions. Yet he is shackled by a rigid caste society, bound to ignore the grim fact that he kills men on a far-off world for the entertainment of his own planet. But now Michelson has crossed the line. His estranged wife, Pallas Real, has mysteriously disappeared in the slums of Ancana. To save her, he must confront the greatest challenge of his life, a lethal game of cat and mouse with the most treacherous ruler of 2 worlds. Sounds pretty sick. Heroes Die, Matthew Woodring Stover. I'm going to read that in September. Now you know. September. Oops, that was my controller because I've been playing the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta. I forgot it was sitting there. Anyway, September, basically spooky season. I will have a video probably halfway through the month or towards the end of the month about what I'm planning on reading in spooky season, and just general autumn/fall reads that you guys should check out. So, be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna try to do it like midway through the month. No promises, because I'm a terrible YouTuber. But yeah, that is gonna do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that stuff, and I will see you in the next one. I had to get a burp in there. Peace out.